Welcome back to The Explainer. Today we're getting into a concept that honestly feels like something ripped straight out of a sci-fi movie. We're talking about the technology that lets you run a fully functional computer literally inside another computer. It's basically computer inception.
Okay, let's dive into this. Picture this. You've got a suspicious application, and you are almost entirely sure it contains a nasty piece of malware. So how do you safely poke around and test it without completely destroying your personal PC, or worse, compromising all your data? It's a pretty high-stakes scenario, but the technology we are unpacking today is the exact solution to this problem.
To figure out how that's possible, here's our roadmap. First up, the computer inception. Second, we're peeking inside a virtual machine. Third is isolation from the host. Fourth, why use virtual machines. And finally, checking your hardware to see if your PC is ready to go.
Section 1. The computer inception.
Virtualization, at its core, is simply the act of creating a virtual, rather than actual, physical version of something. And I know that sounds incredibly simple, but it's actually a massive paradigm shift. Instead of needing a brand new physical metal and plastic box for every system you want to run, you just use software to simulate the hardware. It completely shatters the physical limits of computing.
Section 2. Inside a virtual machine.
And this brilliantly illustrates exactly what we're talking about. Think of a virtual machine, or VM, as a totally self-contained node. All the physical components you're used to, they map perfectly to virtual counterparts. So instead of a physical CPU crunching instructions, it uses a virtual CPU. Physical RAM? That becomes virtual RAM carved out from the main system. Even your solid hard drive is swapped out for a virtual storage image, which is essentially just a file acting like a physical drive. And sitting on top of all this virtual hardware is your guest operating system and its apps, completely entirely separate from your main computer.
Section 3. Isolation from the host.
So the crucial point is understanding this boundary. Your host machine is your actual heavy-lifting physical hardware, but the virtual machine operates in an isolated digital sandbox. And here's the wild part. As far as that virtual machine knows, it is a real PC. It's exactly like the movie The Matrix. The system has absolutely no idea it's living inside a simulation. And because of this perfect isolation, whatever happens inside that sandbox stays inside that sandbox. It never touches or messes with your physical host.
Section 4. Why use virtual machines?
Let's say you've been a lifelong Windows user, but you're kind of curious about an open-source operating system like Ubuntu Linux. Formatting your hard drive to install a new OS is risky, right? Plus it takes forever. But with a VM, you can install and test out Ubuntu entirely within your current system. If you don't like it, you just close the window. Absolutely zero risk to your primary setup.
Which brings us right back to our hook question. Because of that isolated digital sandbox we just talked about, you can intentionally install a suspicious application right inside a VM just to see what it does. If it really is a vicious virus, it goes crazy, but it only infects the virtual machine. Your actual physical computer is perfectly safe. You just hit delete, the entire virtual machine is trashed, and that virus is wiped out of existence along with it.
Another fantastic trick is system backups. Remember how the VM uses a virtual storage image instead of a real hard drive? Well, that image is ultimately just a single file sitting on your host computer. You can literally just copy that one file to a USB drive or upload it to the cloud. If your physical computer completely crashes or you buy a new one, you just copy that image file over, boot up the VM, and boom. Your entire system, settings, files, applications is exactly as you left it.
And hey, it's not just for desktop computing. Virtual machines are an absolute lifesaver for mobile developers too. To make sure a new app works perfectly, a developer has to test it on dozens of different Android and iOS versions. Instead of buying hundreds of expensive physical smartphones, they just spin up virtual machines that simulate all those different mobile environments right there on their desktop. It is incredibly efficient.
Let's move to and see how this builds into real life. Section 5. Checking your hardware.
Okay, so you want to try this out, but not all processors have virtualization enabled right out of the box. To check yours on a Windows machine, you simply need to open up your Task Manager. You can search for it in the Start menu or just hit Ctrl-Shift-ESC on your keyboard. Once you're in there, click over to the Performance tab at the very top and then select the CPU graph from the panel on the left-hand side.
Now what's really interesting about this slide is right down at the bottom right. Look underneath the main CPU utilization graph and you'll spot your processing stats, stuff like speed, threads, cores. Look closely for the text that says Virtualization. If it says Enabled right next to it, Congratulations! Your physical hardware is officially ready and capable of hosting its very own digital sandbox.
So, we've journeyed from understanding the basic definition of virtualization, through the ingenious architecture of a virtual node, all the way down to checking your own CPU. You now possess the knowledge to safely test software, explore entirely new operating systems, and utilize your hardware in ways that were previously just impossible. So I'll leave you with this. What virtual world are you going to build inside your computer today? Thanks for joining me on this explainer, and keep learning.